What is up guys and welcome back to my channel. My name is Suman and today's analysis video is going to be about the Premier League game between Manchester City and Manchester United. So Manchester City were lined up in a 4-3-3 formation on paper, but their formation on the ground was mostly 3-4-3, with Joao Cancelo moving in the midfield with the ball. And they also changed their formation to a 4-4-2 without the ball. While Manchester United on the other hand lined up in a 4-2-3-1 formation which mostly changed to 4-5-1 without the ball, with both Rashford and Daniel James dropping in the midfield without the ball. Manchester United could not have asked for a better start as they were 1-0 up inside the first minute, thanks to a penalty goal scored by Bruno Fernandes. And after getting the early lead, Manchester United decided to step back a bit as they tried to defend that one-goal lead. Unlike the previous seasons, where Man City mostly had a 2-3-5 formation with the ball with two inverted fullbacks, this season, Man City have mostly been using a back 3 and a 3-4-3 formation with the ball, with just one inverted fullback. So this is how the two teams were lined up on the ground whenever Manchester City tried to build their play from the back. Joao Cancelo was dropping in the midfield with possession, and he was operating like an inverted fullback, with Zinchenko staying in the defense and making a back 3. Joao Cancelo's inverted position was keeping Marcus Rashford narrow, with Daniel James pressing Zinchenko, while Bruno Fernandes, McTominay and Fred were keeping a tight marking on the three Manchester City midfielders. Here we can see Man City's back 3 formation with the ball, with Joao Cancelo dropping in the midfield and operating as the inverted fullback. Marcus Rashford is covering Cancelo, with Bruno Fernandes, McTominay and Fred covering the three Manchester City midfielders. Here again, Joao Cancelo dropping in the midfield and dragging Marcus Rashford narrow, while Zinchenko is staying in the defense and he is being pressed by Daniel James, with Rodrigo, De Bruyne and Gundogan being covered by the three Manchester United midfielders. The inverted position of Joao Cancelo helped Manchester City in two different ways. Number 1, opening the passing lanes, and number 2, giving time and space on the ball to his centre-backs. Joao Cancelo's inverted position not only got the attention of Marcus Rashford, but at times he was also able to get the attention of one of the two central midfielders, which helped Manchester City to open the passing lanes to De Bruyne and Gundogan. Here again, Cancelo is keeping Fred away from McTominay, and McTominay is now left in a 1v2 position against Gundogan and Kevin De Bruyne. Because of this inverted position of Joao Cancelo, Rashford was often left totally confused as he didn't know whether to cover Joao Cancelo or step out and press John Stones, who had time and space to receive the ball. So whenever Rashford stepped out to press John Stones, Bruno Fernandes was left in a 1v2 position against Rodrigo and Joao Cancelo. And whenever Rashford decided to cover Joao Cancelo, John Stones tried to use the time and space on the ball to play long passes behind the Manchester United defense for the runs of Gabriel Jesus and Raheem Sterling. This time Marcus Rashford decides to leave Joao Cancelo and he tries to press John Stones, who was totally free to receive the ball. And that leaves Bruno Fernandes in a 1v2 position against Rodrigo and Joao Cancelo. And whenever Rashford decided not to press the City centre-backs, they were able to use the time and space on the ball to play long passes behind the Manchester United defense. But credit to the Manchester United defense, who did a wonderful job of making the recovery runs and keeping the City offense quiet. We all know that Pep Guardiola often likes his wingers to stay wide on the touchline, as they try to force the opposition fullbacks out of their positions to open the gaps in the half spaces for the runs of the two attacking midfielders. Man City tried doing that quite a few times in this game as well, but here credit must be given to McTominay and Fred, who were absolutely amazing for Manchester United defensively. McTominay and Fred were able to track the runs of Gundogan and De Bruyne very effectively to ensure that they don't get any open gaps in the half spaces. Raheem Sterling is holding his wider position to force the fullback out of his position to open the space in between the centre-back and the fullback for the run of Gundogan. Gundogan receives the ball, but McTominay immediately drops in the defense to ensure that Gundogan doesn't get a free run. Same thing on the other side as well. Riyad Mahrez is staying wide and he is forcing the fullback to step out to open the gap in the half space. But Fred immediately drops in the defense to cover the gap and help his fullback defensively. Raheem Sterling is once again forcing the fullback out of his position to open the space for Gundogan. But McTominay again drops in the defense to help his fullback defensively. Fred doing the same thing on the other side. Whenever the fullback was forced out by the wide Man City winger, Fred immediately dropped in the defense to ensure that Man City don't get any open spaces in the defense. Since Fred and McTominay were doing a brilliant job of covering these half spaces, so as the game progressed, Man City decided to push their wingers narrow, as they tried to open the gaps on the wide areas for their fullbacks to play the crosses inside the box. Man City are now pushing their wingers narrow as they try to open the gaps on the wide areas. Riyad Mahrez is forcing the fullback narrow, and he is asking Rodrigo to play the ball in the open wide space. But this again worked in Manchester United's favour, as Manchester United had a clear aerial advantage against the City front line. Manchester United, on the other hand, mainly took their chances on transitions. Man City without the ball liked to press their opponents high up the ground, but their high press in this game was not very compact, as they were leaving big spaces open behind their midfield line. Man City are moving up to press the Manchester United backline, but they were leaving big spaces behind their midfield, which Manchester United tried to exploit by dropping their front players behind the Man City midfield. Big space behind the Man City midfield, and Martial drops in the space to receive the ball directly from his centre back. Here again, Martial drops deep to receive the ball directly from his centre back, and as he drops deep, he pulls John Stones out of his line to open the space in the defense. John Stones was taken out, and Manchester United now have a 4v3 position in their favour. That early penalty definitely helped Manchester United, but overall it was a very well organised performance from Manchester United. They had answers to all the Manchester City questions, and they were rock solid defensively. And with this defeat, Man City's 28 games undefeated run comes to an end. Thank you so much guys for watching the video. I hope you guys enjoyed it. Please don't forget to like and subscribe.